This is PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you eat.
Hey guys, it's me Travis with PlayerProps.ai, and this is what we're looking at for Monday Night Football Week 3. We have a hopefully pretty exciting matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Detroit Lions, but we'll see what happens. Maybe it's a 0-3 final. Who knows? But we record the Monday night shows on Friday, so Friday, being the day after Thursday Night Football, gives us the opportunity to tout how well we did the day before. Day before, yesterday, was the Dolphins and the Bills game. Me, being a hardcore Dolphins fan, was actually delighted that we were going for a game tying or with a 2-point conversion, potentially game-winning touchdown pass. But Tua, the second most accurate quarterback that is active in the NFL, only second to Joe Burrow, who's currently not active as of the second because of his injury, decided to throw an interception because what he's been doing wrong all season is not looking off of his first read. So the prop that we focused on in Thursday night's episode was we knew that the Dolphins were going to be trailing all of the game. And they did score first, but then there was a lot of trying to play catch up. But the thing is that they were getting rushing yards. I think the Dolphins rushed for collectively like just over 100, and then James Cook on the other side rushed for over 100 as well. And so when both teams are having some success rushing, that makes the clock tick down much faster, which gives both teams essentially less series to go down the field and collect more yards on the passing side. So even though the game worked out how we thought it was going to work out in terms of like the score and who's winning, who's leading, Tua did not get all the opportunity he needed to clip his what did he get at, like 225, 230, something around there for his passing yards line, so the prop didn't work out. But on the team side of things, the two things we were looking at on the team side, we're talking about the Miami Dolphins spread that the AI loved, and how the AI was like, this game's going to be a lot closer than the sportsbooks suggest. I think the spread was 12.5, it moved to 14.5, then back to 12.5, and I think even at one point it was like 11.5. And then we also liked the Dolphins with our new tool that we have, our team total tool. It was saying the Dolphins were the biggest AI gap between what the sportsbooks were offering, what the AI said was going to happen. I think it was like 6.5. And if you go back and you watch Thursday night's episode, or for the episode for Thursday Night Football, like I'm floored that we saw the difference of 6.5. Like we've never seen this before, and this tool's only a week old. And our AI is like, no, it's definitely going over 17.5. And of course, they were at 14 points at halftime, so we knew that they were going to get at least one more touchdown. And they did, and so that hit. So the spread was good. Miami, whatever you got it at, it hit because they only lost by 10. So if you got at 11.5, it hit, 12.5, it hit, 14.5. All three of those hit. And then, of course, the team total of 17.5. Just the prop failed us, and to be fair, that's on me because there wasn't enough gap there. I was just playing the game script. There wasn't enough gap, so normally that's not something I would have done. But there's nothing else that was kind of making sense to us. It is what it is. We move on. We learn. Mistakes are okay as long as you learn from them. If you keep making the same mistake over and over and over again and expecting different results, that is the textbook definition of being a psycho. So, this episode, now that you've gone through the Thursday night recap, this is for September 22nd, which is Monday Night Football. Again, Lions and Ravens. We're going to do what we always do and start with our receiving yards. I don't think we have any trifectas on the over or under. Nope, typically we don't when it comes to one-game slates, but we check anyway. Jahmyr Gibbs, if you listen to the past episodes I've done, when it comes to running backs with receiving yard totals, they have to have a pretty high receiving yard line, like the same as the receivers do or tight ends do, which is 40. And the only running backs that really see that heavy line, we see CMC with it. Achane also typically always is around there. Bijan Robinson. Jahmyr Gibbs, not where it needs to be here. Now, the AI likes it to go over, but again, for the sake of finding something we like on this show, we're not going to settle for a 23.5 line. We go one more down, and we have Sun God here with a 70.5 line. AI says he's going to go over. It's only a 13% percentage difference, and I also don't like the fact that his AI accuracy is only 37.5. This means he's unpredictable, and we don't like putting our money on unpredictable things. Sam Laporta, 45.5 line. AI also favors the over. Also not too great of a difference percentage, 9.1, but the AI accuracy on him is very, very, very high through 15 games. It's 80% accurate, so he is a pretty predictable player. If we assume the Baltimore Ravens is the better team, which I believe they are, and Detroit is a very high-powered, potent offense, and they're playing catch-up the entire time, one would think that Sam Laporta would be able to get 46 yards to hit this line. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep that in our back pocket, because I really like the fact, I don't think through 15 games, having somebody for receiving yards that has 80% AI accuracy is like astronomically high. So because of that, we're going to keep that in our back pocket for right now. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay, so there's no more over stuff. So let's look at the under stuff here. When it comes to the minimum line that I like, so I mentioned that for receiving yards, we like 40. That works for both ways. So when it comes to unders, I also like to see 40 and higher. But there's only 2 players that have a projection that's under their line. And the only one that has a line of 40 or higher, his difference is 1.7. So there's not really an overplay or an underplay. So let's look at Sam Laporta here real quick. So he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games where he got 43 yards or more, and his line's at 45.5 here. We haven't checked other sports books to see if it's better. But then he had this dud roughly against Chicago, and I'm trying to remember. I'm going to pull up my phone here. Why did that happen against Chicago? Oh, is it because the Lions won 52-21, more than doubling Chicago's point total, where they didn't need to pass it for most of the game? I mean, Jared Goff still got 334 yards. Jameson Williams had over 100 yards receiving on 2 receptions. Sun God had over 100 yards receiving. Sam Laporta had 4 targets and caught 3 of them for 26. So it looks like the targets that are typically more downfield, Sun God and Jay Will, they were getting all of the attention, all of the action there. But they're also destroyed the Bears by 31 points. So that's kind of an outlier game there. What I want to look at here is I want to look at the team stuff real quick. Okay, so for the money line predictor, which is what we're looking at here, it's the sports books are saying that the Baltimore Ravens, based on assigning them a minus 225 money line odd, that is also saying the sports books think the Ravens have a 69.23% chance to win this game. Under AI projection, our AI says that we also favor the Baltimore Ravens winning, but only at a 53% chance. The difference between 69.23 and 53 is 16.23. So both the sportsbooks and the AI say Baltimore should win this game. But because the difference is so high on the AI being a lot less of a favorite on the Ravens than the sportsbooks are, this means do not touch the Baltimore money line. It is way too expensive for what it should be. It should be something closer to like 160, minus 160. So when you see minus 225 and it's only a 53% chance to win, that means that you are not getting anywhere near the amount of profit if you are right, as you should, based on the actual chance for them to win. If that doesn't make too much sense to you guys, there's a button up here that goes more in depth on every single tool. The amount of people, we have 62,000 users And we have thousands of people learning about PlayerProps.ai and joining PlayerProps.ai on a daily basis. But the number one thing that I respond to, or I guess, is they're like saying, well, how do I know what's a good play, what's not a good play? Ladies and gentlemen, there's a button up here. This button is for every single tool on the PlayerProps.ai app. When you tap this button, you learn how to use the moneyline predictor. On another tool, you tap the button to learn how to use whatever that tool is. Do not assume that you understand this tool, that, oh, this stuff makes sense. You could be right, but it's not worth risking your hard-earned money on thinking that you're right. It's in your best interest to go through all 10 tools. So there's 3 tools down here. You click on these things here. There's more tools that pop up when you change this. 10 tools total right now. There's a button for everyone. Every one of them. Please tap this button. So we're definitely not touching the money line, because the AI says that Baltimore Ravens are way too heavy of a favorite on the sports books. Typically, when you see the red here on the money line, that means that the opponents, or the underdogs, if you will, their spread's going to be favored, which is what we see here. Detroit plus 4.5. So what I'm going to do before I don't know if I'm in love with Detroit plus 4.5, so let's look at the total here. So the line is relatively high, 52.5. That's a lot higher than a normal NFL game. But the AI says it's going to be high scoring, but it's not going to eclipse 53 points. So it's a 2.68 difference between what the AI says the total will be and what the sportsbooks are offering. Remember, we have a brand new tool here we launched, the team total. So it looks like this is the biggest difference here, 3.5. So to kind of go over this for people who haven't watched any of the other videos, if you're brand new to this PlayerProps.ai app that you should be using on your own, again, this is something I say on every episode, and we're like 800 episodes in. If you are only watching the YouTube episodes and not actually playing around on the app and learning how to use the app, you cannot expect to win. If you did not use the app yourself yesterday, you should not expect to have profit. You have to take what I'm teaching you on what you should be looking for on every single tool and actually apply yourself by applying the knowledge and the education gained, and use the app on your own. And you're like, well, I don't know how to use the app. If you're new here, that's okay. I just told you, start off by clicking the buttons and then get into the free Discord by clicking the Discord button and then ask questions there. Oh, I watched this. Am I using this right? If this means this or this means this. And there's 17,000 people that are more than happy to help you out. It's the most helpful betting community on the planet. I guarantee it. Anywho, the line right now on DraftKings for the Lions is that they're going to score 23.5 points. Our AI says they're going to score 24. So it says to go over 23.5, but because the difference is only 0.5, don't touch it. Sportsbooks say that the Ravens over-under total points is 29.5. Our AI says 26 is the projection for their score. It's a 3.5 difference on going under 29.5. That doesn't mean that you bet on them getting 26. You just bet on them not getting 30. That's what the team total is. So now that we've looked at all the team stuff, and I want to go back to the predictor. So now we know the AI likes this to be a lot closer of a game. We already looked at receiving yards. Let's look at rushing yards next. See if there's anything sexy that pops up there. There's no real sexy differences for the overplays. And there's no real sexy differences for the underplays. 7.7 is the biggest one. So let's go to passing yards. That's our third one we like looking at. .7 difference. I mean, there's 20. That's a 20-yard difference, though. You're not gonna get like 20+ difference here for quarterback passing yards. So his line's at 259. Oops, and his projections at 279. That's 20 yards, and he's pretty consistent. Like his worst game is 221. Chicago, right around Thanksgiving. Or I think that actually was Thanksgiving last year. But he's pretty consistent. And then he had that He has had 2 games so far this season, 225 against Green Bay, and then 334 against Chicago. The line movement is all over the place. So his line's at 259 now. I mean, down here at 254 would have been a lot better. So I think we can probably find this line better on other sports books. So we'll keep Sam Laporta receiving yards and Jared Goff passing yards in the back pocket. There's one more stat I'm going to look at here, and that's passing touchdowns, because we've already won money this season doing Lamar Jackson passing touchdowns. And I think that might be where we're heading here. So it's projected to get over 2 passing touchdowns. 43% percentage difference is pretty nice. 73.3% accuracy. I like that. When's the last game he didn't? Pittsburgh, 11-17. Over 10 months ago? Yeah, 10 months ago in 2 days. Pretty consistent. He had 4 against the Brownies, 5 against the Giants, but he's pretty consistent on getting 2 passing touchdowns. It's as long as they don't get on the 1 yard line where they give it to King Henry. But if you're factoring in what we just went over with the team tools, remember, the team tools say that the total score is going to be roughly 49-50. The over-under for total is 52.5. So it's not saying it's going to go over the total. It's just saying that it's going to be a pretty decent scoring game. It's also saying that the line right now is 4.5 for the spread, and it's going to be a little bit closer than what that spread suggests, which is why it's favoring the Lions spread, and the money line for the for the Baltimore Ravens, the money line is way, 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 way over-favored, overvalued, overestimated. So it's not that we're going to have a low-scoring game. It's just that we're going to have a lot closer of a game. So I think we weren't in love with Sam Laporta. I wasn't in love with Jared Goff passing yards. Those are 2 things you can consider if you want to. But I think we're going to go back to the well. I think we're going to go to Lamar Jackson 1.5, which we hit on I think it was week 1 against Buffalo. We hit on that. So I don't think this line's changed. Nah, it's always 1.5. So yeah, we just hope that he doesn't. I mean, he could still run one in or give one to King Henry, but he should still get 2 passing touchdowns and something that should be a lot closer of a game. And the reason I brought that up a second ago, if it's in a close game, you're not necessarily running every single play as if you're up by 31 points like the Lions were against the Bears last week. So a close game essentially means that there's going to be a lot more passing near the end for both teams. So I think we're going to do that for the prop. So first, let's go to the prop comparison. Let's go change this back to Monday, the 22nd. So we are looking at passing touchdowns. Let's see who pays you the most. DraftKings pays the most for passing touchdowns. For over, I'm curious, what is the... So we were looking at DraftKings at 259 for Jared Goff, right here. FanDuel has him at 265. You could get him as low as 252 on Bet Rivers. Interesting. So that's a 7 passing yard deduction. All right, let's go back to Monday Night Football. We're not touching the money line. You can get a 5.5 spread on FanDuel. That's interesting. I don't really like 5.5 though. Like if it was 7.5, I'd like it because they can lose by a touchdown and still win. But the 5.5, it hovers in between losing by a field goal and losing by a touchdown. Just based on game script and scoring theory, I don't really like 5.5. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go on BetMGM. We're gonna do, oh no, we're gonna do the team. That's what we're gonna do. Baltimore Ravens. So we have the team total for odds or game total for odds comparison. We're gonna be adding an upcoming tool is we're gonna be adding the team total to this, so you can see what's the best odds for the team. So because we don't have that built in, because the team total predictor is still like a week old, and that's something that we're working on. I know that we saw 29.5 for the Ravens on DraftKings. So what I'm gonna do real quick here is I'm just gonna like peep FanDuel. Hold on. Where the heck? They have so many gosh dang variations of scoring, and I can't even find. Okay, I'm clearly looking at the wrong thing because I was looking for the team total score. I don't want correct score. I don't want first quarter score. I don't want... FanDuel makes it so hard. Oh, there we go. Now I found it. Baltimore Ravens 29.5 on FanDuel as well. FanDuel, you make it so hard to find things. Oh my goodness. And I'm going to check one more just to make sure that it's 29.5 across the board before we officially lock that in. So right now I just pulled up like Caesars Sportsbook, just check them as a third option. Hold on. What the... I'm still frustrated by FanDuel. It took me too many seconds to find what I was looking for. Shame on you, FanDuel. Shamey, shame, shame. Okay. Where is 29.5? Okay, so 29.5 across the board. So the team thing we're looking for is that the Baltimore Ravens are not going to score 29.5 points, or they're not going to score 30 points. So we're going to say the Baltimore Ravens will not score 30 points, but we're also going to say that Lamar Jackson will get 2 passing touchdowns. Now, technically, those can cancel each other out because he can get a lot of passing touchdowns, which makes them score more than 30 points. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 here. I think we're going to go with 3 because that allows us to still have profit if just 2 out of 3 hit. So this is what we're doing. And typically, I don't like recapping things at the end because I know there's a lot of lazy people out there that just fast forward to the end. And I usually like trapping you by saying different things or nothing at all because you don't deserve to get the same dubs as everybody who puts in the time to be a better. You have to apply yourself if you want to be successful. You can't just get everything fed to you on a silver platter. But for the sake of this Monday Night Football one, being the last game of week 3, we're just going to recap real quick. We're going to go with Baltimore Ravens are not scoring 30 points. We're going to go with the Lamar Jackson quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens getting at least 2 passing touchdowns. And then the third, I think we're going to go with, let me go back to that props comparison. I think we're going to go with 252.5 passing yards for Goff, which is what's available on Bet Rivers right now. Because again, it's still projected to be a close game, but it still has the Baltimore Ravens winning. And so Jared Goff is... I know we just did a passing yard play last night that didn't work out for us, but arguably Jared Goff is doing a little bit better in his career in the last 2 seasons than Tua is. But yeah, this like 265. So the FanDuel and Wanna Parlay have 13 more yards added to the line. So you get a 13-yard bonus by doing Bet Rivers. So we're going to do 252.5. And it's very important to shop lines, because if it gets 253 and you do it on any other book, you lose. So Bet Rivers 252.5, LJ 2+ TDs, and Baltimore Ravens not getting 30. That's what we're doing for Monday Night Football. We made it. Congratulations. If you didn't watch the entire thing, I highly suggest that you don't fall for the booby traps we said at the end. Go back, rewatch the entire video. Don't skip around. Don't have me muted, because I'm verbally giving you educational content. But if you want to be successful, if you made it to week 3 and Monday Night Football, even if all this stuff hits, you still don't have a profitable weekend, that's because you did not apply yourself. You have to do the free stuff first to make sure that you are putting forth the effort to be a successful sports bettor. Otherwise, you're just a degenerate gambler lighting their money on fire. If you never need help, just ask. We have a free week trial of PlayerProps.ai. Just go to PlayerProps.ai/weekpass on your mobile browser, desktop, doesn't matter. But the free stuff that you need to make sure you're doing, if you sucked and lost a lot of money, or any lost in general, did not profit more than what you lost for week 3. Week 4, this is what you need to do, kids. Subscribe to the free YouTube channel. Turn the notifications on the YouTube channel, so when I drop a video, you don't have to watch it 7 days later, because you just reminded yourself, oh, hey, he does a video every single day. So subscribe to the free YouTube channel. Turn your notifications on for that YouTube channel. Download the free version of the PlayerProps.ai app. Create a free account on the free version of the PlayerProps.ai app. Get into the free Discord and sync your free accounts together to open up the free channels in the Discord. And then start by going to all 10 tools, as I mentioned in the beginning of the show, and click the gosh dang how do I use this button on all 10 tools. And that, just doing those free things that I just mentioned, will put you far and away higher than like 90% of people betting on sports who aren't doing jack and just guessing. So if you want to be in the top 10%, you can get top 10% just by doing those free things. But if you want to get to the top 1%, that's where you have to apply yourself a little bit more, upgrade your account, get full access, get into the VIP channels, the premium channels on Discord, because what happens there is the 17,000 members that we have that are in the Discord. We have about 62,000, 63,000, but 17,000 are inside the Discord. And they're like, even before I wake up in the morning, there's already people who are researching on the app, taking screenshots of what they like, posting in the VIP channels and saying like, hey, what do you guys think about this? So this is what I like for today. And just imagine like how many optimal bets get discovered, because so many people are using the same app and helping each other and researching with each other and guiding each other to making the best decisions possible. That's why you see them dropping winning screenshots every single day. Every single day there's winning screenshots, because people have already done the part about learning how to use it. Now they're applying themselves by using the app, and then of course using the Discord to communicate with the rest of their compadres to find the most optimal bets across all leagues. Ladies and gentlemen, good luck on Monday Night Football. If you have any questions whatsoever, it's easy. Just ask me in the Discord that you should be joining, because it's free to join. Ask me questions there. There's a question channel. It literally says questions. You can ask questions there or any channel. Doesn't matter. Just tag me @CEO in Discord. Ask questions. But good luck for Monday Night Football.